All right, that's enough of that. We are live, and whatever you want to talk about, anything goes. But as usual, I've got a couple of ideas. For example, the Mail on Sunday. Mail on Sunday defends publishing Meghan's letter to her father. But luckily, we got a caller already. I wonder, who could it be? Hello, caller. Who is this? Hello, caller, are you there?
Hello, you reading me?
Ah, we're reading you loud and clear. Who might this be?
Harpreet Singh.
Who else could it be? The unmistakable Harpreet Singh returns to the airwaves.
Thank you for your welcome. I was thinking today,
Yeah, what were we thinking about?
Well, I was taking the rubbish out, My wife tell me, out. When sometimes you get thinking in your head,
Yeah.
idea.
Well, I hope you don't mind me asking, Harpreet Singh, are you happily married? Are you married and looking? What's the situation?
I've been married since 1996, Same time Diana died that year.
Well, that's actually the year before, but okay. You've been married a while.
Maybe because, sometimes you get married for so long you forget everything,
Well, I'll tell you what.
It's crazy.
Your marriage has lasted longer than most, I'd say. I don't know how long the average marriage lasts these days, but
I don't know what keeps the flame burning, Can we talk about marriage today, maybe?
You know what? We can talk about anything you want. I've got on the screen there, I've got Harry and Meghan. They're trying to preserve their marriage by going to live in Canada. Is that something you've ever thought about?
Well, I think if they move, India will benefit them more.
Yeah? Why is that?
India, we have better cultural system, we have better education, we have better doctor, and they walk around, they see the Taj Mahal,
Well, if you remember, Harry's parents went to India, Prince Charles and Diana, and they were at the Taj Mahal, which is meant to be this great monument to love, but he ended up, she was standing there on her own, wasn't she, Diana?
Yeah, that's why Diana is with the other guy now, right?
As we mentioned the other night, Diana sadly passed away in 1997. But yes, and so did Dodi Al-Fayed. And there's a lot of...
She's with him, Dodi Al-Fayed, right?
Yeah, well, they both passed away. And...
Passed away? Where do you mean passed away? What do you mean?
They died in a car crash in 1997. And where have you been? Mohammed Al-Fayed strongly suspected that it was a plot to kill her. And she said in a letter that they are trying to kill me.
Oh. Okay, so in Europe, you get news quickly, but in India, sometimes we get backlog, So I don't think we received this news yet.
Well, you're way behind. But yeah, Diana died in a car crash, sadly, and she suspected that... there are records of letters from her saying that they will try to arrange a car crash. I mean, it's a bit suspicious.
Wow.
I don't know the truth.
You think conspiracy?
Look, we share a lot of conspiracy theories on this show, and some people call me a tinfoil hat wearer. I question things, I question what happened on 9/11.
You're curious, huh?
Yeah.
Curious man. Nothing wrong with curious. I always think, like I told you, I was thinking when I threw the rubbish, that's curious, right?
Yeah.
Curious. What I want to discuss with you today is marriage in Indian culture, how we have commercialized our wedding ideas into other people taking, like the Pakistani, they're stealing our wedding, they're doing the drum and the dancing, we started.
as you know, Harpreet, 72 years ago, India and Pakistan were the same country, so it's not surprising they'd have the same tradition.
We don't like to associate with them, It's still war between me, personally. I'm a peaceful man, but I want war with them as well,
Yeah, I know, but, well, they're always going to have that. If you're Punjabi, you could be from India, or you could be from what's now Pakistan, but it's going to be the same culture, right?
So who you think make better curry? India or Pakistan? From your white man, you have a non-biased view,
Okay, the majority of Indian restaurants that I've been to in this country, Indian restaurants, have been run by Bangladeshis. How does that work?
Oh, you remind me. Did you go to Taj Palace?
No, I haven't been yet. I'm still looking to get your discount. How much can he offer me?
Man, I've given your name, man. I've given your name. He waiting for you, expecting.
What's the discount again?
3%.
3%, yeah. I'm
But
looking.
only if you say my name. If you say no my name, then no percent.
If you mention Harpreet Singh and get a 3%, does that work for our listeners? Can anyone have that offer?
Only selected few, because he still has business. He can't give freebie everywhere,
Does he do a Sunday buffet?
Occasionally, but at the moment he's not feeling like doing, because business is running slow. They had a rat in the kitchen, last week.
Just the one?
Well, they had a few ongoing rat problem, but he didn't want to get exterminated because it cost lots of money,
Well, the problem with rats is they breed like I don't know.
Yes, and then the council come and inspect, someone reporting customer, and he's only reopened very recently, so I think you'll be safe now to go, because he's saying to me that, and I believe him because he's a good man,
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, that's Taj Palace, 3% discount when you mention Harpreet Singh and Lessons for Life.
But let's get on serious now. What should we talk about today? What's the topic?
Well, you wanted to give me some advice on marriage. What advice would you give Harry and Meghan, who are on their way to Canada?
I strongly think that, like I just said previously, that everything a person can want, whether they're prince or princess or average man, I believe, from my personal experiences, India has,
Yeah.
So if Canada has, India has 50 times better, And Indians are all in Canada anyway. You see Toronto, Montreal, they're all Indian there. But they are spreading the culture, like wildfire. Like Australia bushfire, they're spreading like this,
Yeah, we can talk about that. Mr. Singh, have you read the Kama Sutra? Oh, I was wondering, as you were talking about marriage and Indian marriage advice, have you read that book?
Is that sexual book?
Yeah, you could. I don't know. I've never read it. I was hoping you had.
Sounding to me like sexual, like something like advice for sexual position,
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can't.
I believe I heard before something like this. When my wife one day I don't know if you want to hear this much information.
Well, it is late at night, but if you can be not too detailed.
I won't be vulgar. No, I won't be vulgar, but like sometimes.
Yeah, don't be vulgar.
We try to play with each other,
Okay.
And, because the thing, like, this is what marriage is, because we met when we were 15,
In school?
No, my dad owned a store,
Okay. Well, as long as you were both 15, it's absolutely fine. But look, you mentioned Canada. I've actually got the article up here. Because Justin Trudeau is wading in on the plane that was brought down. So Justin Trudeau is the Prime Minister of Canada. And
is he?
Yeah, Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau.
I thought it was Bill Gates.
No, Bill Gates, head of Microsoft. You might be thinking of someone else. So Iran could pay significantly more compensation for downed plane than US did for destroying jet in 1988. experts say. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. America brought down a passenger jet in 1988 and were very unapologetic about it. George W. Bush Sr. said he would never apologise for the United States, never ever, no matter what. And some people say that the Lockerbie bombing was a revenge attack for that. And when the execution, the assassination of Qasem Soleimani happened in Iraq just over a week ago now, I said at the time, I don't know if you listened to the show, I said, watch out, I hope something like Lockerbie doesn't happen. And a plane did come down. Tragically, it was a Ukrainian passenger jet. The Iranians say they mistook it.
The Ukraine crisis is still going on?
Ukraine seems to have calmed down now, but Ukraine are still...
Every day Ukraine in the news give other people chance, to be in the news. Every day Ukraine taking the limelight.
They're hogging the limelight. You want India to be front page, huh?
India has so many stories to tell, but no one giving us platform. I'm very upset about it.
Yeah, I know.
We have nationalized ourselves to be with the top dog in the world,
I think everything comes down to India for you.
But
Sorry, go on.
the thing is, this is my country, I love.
Yeah, I know. You're a very proud man, but
You jealous because your England country is no good no more.
do you think the sun is finally set on the British Empire?
Yes, because the Brexit thing is happening and the Europe, the pound is looking very low. The rupee is higher than the pound right now.
The rupee's higher than the what?
The pound.
Oh, the pound.
Yes.
Well, how many rupees can I get for a pound? Or how many pounds can I get for a rupee as it's switched up?
With 10 rupee, you get 15 pound,
I have to check that. I've still got, I've got some I do travel a lot. I've got some currencies that they will not exchange. The Iranian currency and the Syrian currency, you cannot exchange it in a bureau de change. They will not accept it.
Oh, wow.
So you've got to either go back to the country or sell it to someone who's maybe going there on holiday. But these are countries that not many people go to. These are countries that have been ostracized by the rest of the world and are being punished.
They never had Britain rule like they did to us. Britain ruling India was one of the best things that can happen to India.
Okay, well, you said something different the other night, or maybe I misunderstood you.
What did I say the other night?
I thought you said you were glad that the British had gone and that now India was ruling Britain in some kind of revenge.
We are glad they're gone. Yes, we are glad that's gone.
You're glad? Okay. Well, I thought you said...
But they leave us with knowledge, how to be like a white man. That's the most important.
Okay, interesting. There's a bit...
I'm currently thinking of writing book, actually, how to be like a white man from Indian perspective.
Wow. Is that the title? Are you working with it? That's the working title. Well, how to be like... What's it called? How to be a white man?
Yes, please take a plug out for me and do the plug.
Well, when's your book out, Harpreet?
19 November.
Yeah.
2019.
So it's out already?
Couple of months. No, in 2019, next year.
It's coming out. And how much?
Coming out, the title is I have a couple of titles. The one title is How to Live Like White Man from an Indian Point of View.
Okay.
But my friend said that's too long,
Yeah.
So I'm trying this one. The other one is How to Be Like a White Man from an Indian Man Perspective. That's a bit shorter than the other title.
Yeah, you want to really chop it down.
And the third one is how to be a white man as an Indian man without anyone knowing that you're a white man.
That's a bit of a mouthful. There was some.
No, because because the Indian community, when I first converted to white,
Yeah.
the
You're transracial, right? Are you like Rachel Dolezal? Do you remember her?
Yes,
A white woman who wanted to be black.
Porn star?
No, she was a white woman who portrayed herself as black and was part of some black association.
She was the one that sit on the back of the bus.
No, that you're thinking of Rosa Parks. No, this was a white lady who portrayed herself as black.
No?
Hey?
Martha Stewart in the back of the bus.
I think you're thinking of Rosa Parks. But anyway,
Parks.
yeah, Rosa Parks, the lady who stood up to racial segregation.
Okay.
But look, Harpreet, I don't think the answer to white man's or white supremacy, if there is such a thing, the answer is not to become white. The answer is to empower your own people, no? And be proud of what you are.
Our own people, I try every day, but Indian people living in big bubble, fairy liquid bubble.
In what
they do not want to change, so I have to change. I don't eat curry no more. I eat shepherd pie,
If I can change and you can change, everybody can change. But let's have a look at another. There's another headline just about that. The same story. In 1988, a U.S. Navy warship shot down an Iranian passenger plane in the heat of battle. Yeah. So it's just the double standards yet again. Iran.
1988, I was on my first honeymoon with my wife then.
Hey, look, I've got good news for you here. I've got a story that you can relate to India.
Oh, really?
Preeti,
go ahead.
Preeti Patel, okay? Preeti Patel defends inclusion of Extinction Rebellion on UK terror list. Now we're talking.
Very good.
Yeah, now you're happy.
Very good.
All right, go to town on this one.
Very good.
You proud?
First time you ever given India a plugging out,
Come on, that's not true. We mention India on
You
this
never
one.
give Indian a plugging out, but today you give plugging out.
Okay, well, but Preeti Patel, she's British. She's a British member of Parliament, as much as she's presumably of an Indian background.
Oh, no, she British?
Well, she's a British Asian.
This is no good.
She's a British Asian. There's a couple of million of them. I would imagine she's probably Gujarati, or is Patel a Gujarati name? Am I right to assume that?
A Gujarati normally darker skin and different language. That's how you can tell.
Different language. Don't they all have a different language in India? Every province or region?
No. We have universal language. We speak Indian.
Okay. Do you mean Hindi?
No, Indian.
Well, look, you got Gujarati, Punjabi, Kannada, Patwari, Kashmiri.
Gujarati only been a couple of years, language. It's not old.
Is it an invented language?
It's someone made in the mountain and telling his people. And
Bengali, Tamil. What do you want more?
Tamil is Nepal, not India.
No, Tamil is South India and also Sri Lanka. They have Tamil.
Yeah, but they eat different food to us, so they're different people.
Well, India is a diverse region, and these people are all equally Indian.
Yes. Hey, what is this LGBT community?
LGBT.
I read in the newspaper that India, but I don't know what they mean. They say India accepting LGBTQ community.
Yeah, that's a whole.
What is this?
That's a whole conversation in itself. We'll probably come to that another night. But what do you think about Preeti saying that Extinction Rebellion are included as an extreme ideology?
Yes, good, very good. Yes, we need rebellion. Yes, India.
Okay, but Preeti Patel is saying that Extinction Rebellion, the people that protested in London against climate change, and they brought London to a standstill for about a week. They were up by Marble Arch. You know Marble Arch?
Marble.
You know Arch Marble? At the bottom of Edgware Road?
Where in India is that?
No. Central London next to Hyde Park. These protesters were there for
Who's hiding in the park?
Hyde Park. And
That's
these...
the park name?
Yeah, you want me to spell? Yeah, Hyde Park.
Can you spell? Is it
They spell it Hyde, Hyde Park. And these protesters, Preeti Patel, your fellow Indian, British Indian in this case, is saying they are members of an extreme, or they follow an extreme ideology, as in they are a threat, just as the BNP, just as ISIS, because they protest climate change and damage to the environment. And they did bring London to a standstill. And not only that, I feel they were allowed to. The police facilitated it seemed. And they weren't violent. I don't think they're violent. Are they? No, they pushed someone off a... they got onto the train roof. Do you remember that? And then they pushed someone.
Yes, good. I think the more rebellion we need, the more we become powerful as a nation, you know?
Yeah.
So I agree with these people, you know?
But what, okay, all right, well, I'm going to go a bit... You like to mention India. What form should the protest take? How violent can you be? Are you chopping head, butcher on the street, you know, cutting everything? That's not what Mahatma Gandhi did. He followed Satyagraha. Are you familiar with this word? Satyagraha, his philosophy for non-violent resistance. And he brought the British Empire down without violence.
That's Gujarati word. I don't understand that one.
Is it? Well, I thought it might be Hindi or maybe even Sanskrit, which is, of course, the ancient form of...
No, but Mahatma Gandhi was talking for that time, you know. We're in 2018 now. We have to act accordingly.
He hit the British Army or the British Empire where it hurt in terms of economy, and they went on strike and refused to... was it salt that they refused to produce?
Yes, salt.
Yeah.
Yes. But the British Army was very good for India, you know.
Well, it wasn't good at the Amritsar massacre, for example.
But if we didn't have Amritsar's massacre, I don't think India will be born, you know. We needed some disaster to happen to create India, like big Indian theory, you know.
You know, there's a human rights activist from Ireland who said sometimes in order to get your rights, you will have
Which
to...
island?
Ireland. An Irish human rights, civil rights activist, Bernadette Devlin.
Island? Which island? Samoa Island?
No. Ireland, the island next to Great Britain, where Irish people are from. And she said that sometimes, in order to get your rights, you will have to sacrifice everything else.
In order to get right, you sacrifice everyone else.
Everything else. You might have to give up your freedom. Some lives might have to be lost. You might have to make a sacrifice to get what you deserve, you know? And Mahatma Gandhi did that. He went on hunger strike.
No, but he go on hunger strike for... There's nothing... When he's starving, what is he doing for everyone when he's starving? You know, he still needs to eat, you know?
Well... It's an honour. I'm not saying I agree with Gandhi 100%. In fact, Gandhi perhaps naively made...
He's rapist.
Why do you say that?
Rapist. I reading in the newspaper Sun, you know. He did have some strange
sexual habits. I don't know if you read that book we spoke about earlier on.
Only thing I read is Sun newspaper sometime, you know.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't read the Sun. We don't recommend it on this show.
It's no good, but it's Britain popular paper, no?
No, but if you see the bias and the hypocrisy, they criticise Jeremy Corbyn for a socialist policy, and then they praised the Prime Minister of Finland for the exact same idea and policy and said it was a great idea in Finland, but ridiculed Jeremy Corbyn for the same idea. They're just hypocrites, Harpreet. They're hypocrites.
But I like the travel section because they bring India into if you read the end of the paper.
Well, if you can stick with it that far, yeah, maybe.
I stick, because I like to, and I like the page 3, the women, they have their body.
Are they still doing that? I thought they did it. Did he still get page 3?
They banned temporarily. Now I see, or maybe I'm looking old paper.
Maybe, well, you have to check the date of your paper. Or do you ever do the crossword?
I love crossword. Me and my wife, Sangeeta,
Yeah.
we go together, Sometimes I have 3 children,
Wonderful.
Well, I don't know why I had children now, When I had them, I thought good, But now I think why I have children,
You've been blessed with 3 wonderful children, I'm sure. And congratulations to you.
One doctor, he's 15 years old, he's doctor already,
Okay. You got to fulfill this. Is that a stereotype? Do Indian parents expect their children to be doctors?
Well, I was doctor,
Yeah.
And now I'm temporarily off duty.
Okay.
For personal reason.
Okay. Well, I hope.
My wife, doctor.
Yeah.
Her dad, doctor.
Yeah.
My granddad, doctor.
Yeah.
My dad, doctor.
Your firm, it's in the family. Family of doctors.
My dad's brother-in-law, doctor.
Yeah.
His brother-in-law nephew is doctor. His brother-in-law's nephew's daughter's son is doctor.
Wow.
So you can say we have family of doctor, yes.
Absolutely. Look.
But a very healthy family, yeah?
healthy, yeah? In the Indian subcontinent.
When we all doctor, no one can die now because we all doctor,
I hope so.
We don't have to call any doctor from outside, we call each other.
People think doctors don't get ill, but we do. I want to share one more story with you. Daily Mail, not a paper I'd recommend. Police failed young girls who were abused in plain sight by grooming gangs because of fears over racial harmony, report finds. This is alleging from the Daily Right-Wing Mail that police were paranoid about being deemed racist if they brought to justice gangs of... Well, this is referring to the Rotherham case. It was mainly Asian and in particular Pakistani male taxi drivers who were involved in grooming of young girls. Do you think the police... I mean, do you think police are paranoid about being regarded as racist because they were racist for so long? Do you think the police are racist? I don't know if you've got much experience with the UK police.
In India, this is normal behavior,
Yeah. What is the behaviour of the police or the grooming of young women?
The grooming of the young, the old, the big, the small, anything, But the police, are they racist, you ask me?
Yeah, do you think police are racist?
I personally, only once I've been told by a policeman, you go back to India. But I said to him, I gladly go, because I love India. So to me, that wasn't racist, that was compliment,
What, did a British officer tell you that?
Well, he was Indian, surprisingly.
Oh, okay.
But he was like, he thought he was white Indian like me.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is he suffering from the same problem that you seem to have of wishing you were the white man?
This is solution. I had problem when I was Indian.
Do you know what?
I have solution.
Some people that watch this show will be familiar with a guy in Speaker's Corner called goodness, I've forgotten the name. Raj. No, okay, you got two. You got Raj, who is a Sikh guy.
Raj.
Yeah, right.
Very unique Indian name.
Yeah, well, some people accused him of sort of being close with Tommy Robinson. They called him Tommy Robin Singh to try and mock his name. Yeah. And then there's another gentleman, Ralph, who I think is half white, half Indian, but he's very much sort of a white nationalist. So you do get these people that, although...
Like you white nationalist, you?
I'm not a white nationalist, no. But you do get...
You love England, right? You love England and you're white, so you must be white nationalist.
No, well, look, I've grown up in England.
How much you rate?
Eh?
How much you rate Indian in... how much you rate England out of 10 pound, you know? How much out of 10 pound you rate?
I think there's many great things about England. I think there's bad things.
Three things great, you know?
Democracy. We have a democracy.
That is going with Brexit, you know?
Yeah, well, if democracy is followed, then Brexit has to happen. But if people want to return to being part of the EU, we have the power to elect a party that would do that. It's not perfect. It is far from perfect. But things don't have to be perfect to be good. And it's good that we live in a democracy. It's good that we are trying to right the wrongs of a history. It's good that we bring people to account, even if it takes far too long.
Let me tell you something. When all the countries in the world were having wars, you know, Cold War, Hot War,
yeah,
Falkland, you know, folk in the land.
That's in Argentina.
Folk in the land, yes, Argentina and the Kuwait, you know, the Kuwait Gulf.
Yeah.
Gulf Airline War, the Gulf Airline War.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And the Taliban and all of these ridiculous war.
Yeah.
India was focusing on becoming one of the most successful, richest countries in the world. Name me one time India went to war. You will never find peaceful people.
Have they not been on the brink of war with Pakistan?
No.
Have they not exchanged?
No, you're confused with Bangladesh. That's another country we don't like, you know.
Well, the formation of India was a violent breakup, then a violent partition with many lives lost on both sides. And I hope it never descends into that again. We said the other night that Imran Khan had said India is ready to lead, Pakistan is ready to lead the world towards peace, but it must never be involved in a war again. And that's good. But Modi, conversely, makes me concerned sometimes with some of his rhetoric and some of his legislation at home. He's a Hindu nationalist rather than a civic nationalist.
He is a modern day Hitler, you know.
Yeah, and that's a bad thing, right?
And we like.
Well, this is the problem. I said Mahatma Gandhi said some positive things about Hitler. Now, I think Gandhi didn't realise the extent of what Hitler was doing, but he did say he's making most of his gains peacefully. I forget the exact quote, but there's a quote from Gandhi that's rather complimentary towards Adolf Hitler, unfortunately.
Why do you keep bringing Gandhi? You know, we're not talking Gandhi now. We're talking India, you know.
Well, he's India's most famous man in history.
I don't think so. I think Sachin Tendulkar is cricket player.
Is he the most famous Indian?
Yes, if you Google, you'll see his view on YouTube.
Yeah, well, do you know who I think is the most famous Indian?
Sanjay Dutt, Bollywood actor.
No, Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury, he's gay one, okay?
Yeah, he was a gay man, and a great singer.
The one with the mustache, you know?
Yeah,
Indian?
the lead singer of Queen. He was born in Zanzibar, grew up in England, but his heritage lies in India because he was from a Parsi family. So originally, he's an Iranian that had been living in India for hundreds of years.
Oh,
The Parsi community.
Oh, yes, the first yes.
Parsis, yeah. There's Zoroastrian.
Okay. So before you say, I don't really accept because he's gay, you know, but now you say he's Indian, maybe, okay, I accept.
Wow.
Accept it.
Is that what it takes for you to be open-minded? Finally, we've worked it out. You know what? I want to see if I can. Would you want to hear some of his music?
Yes, please go ahead.
Let's. What would you like to hear? I'll play a little snippet of it.
He has any Bangla song? Bangla?
Not really.
You said he Indian, no?
He was of Parsi heritage, who are an ethnic group. That.
He's fake Indian, one of the fake. Everyone trying to claim Indian.
No, well, here's a good song for you.
Okay.
Can you hear that? You hear that one?
Yeah, good melody. Yeah, like Christmas song.
This is your song. Yeah, Don't Stop Me Now. That's what this song makes me think of you.
Really? Oh, wow.
There you go. Yeah, Don't Stop Me Now. Because you've had such a long phone call. You've stole the show, Harpreet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this has been I'm happy. I'm happy to get callers. I'm just going to say, if anyone else was trying to get in, apologies. Harpreet Singh has been stealing the show, but I think we've had a good chat. What do you think, Mr. Singh?
I think we have good chat, but have we the point across?
Well, look, let's sum up the points. We talked about were the police racist. You said what an Indian police officer told you to go back to India, ironically. We said Priti Patel defends inclusion of Extinction Rebellion on the UK terror list, which you agreed with. I'm on the fence with this one. I don't know. I didn't see much terror tactics from Extinction Rebellion, whether I agree with them or not.
Okay.
And we said that the US had downed the US Navy warship, had shot down a passenger plane in 1988.
Yes, good.
Justin Trudeau was weighing in on that one. And, of course, there's the ongoing debacle with Meghan and Harry. But look, if you could just... You wanted to talk about marriage, so maybe just finish off giving Meghan and Harry some advice, and then we'll let you go. But it's been a great contribution. I appreciate you taking the time out to phone the show and share your wisdom.
I think Meghan and Harry should have a Bollywood-style wedding, you know.
You reckon?
The hat and the host and the decoration, you know.
Yeah, do a bit of dancing behind the trees.
Yes, we can welcome them into India, but the problem we'll have is they are English, you know, and we...
Well, she's American, and he, although born in England, most of the royal family originally come from Germany. They're German. They're Saxe-Coburg, you know.
Oh, okay. I think I think they should get trick. They should do trick, you know. Get married and then have quick divorce, you know.
You reckon? Well, I hope not. I wonder. I mean, she would.
Why you hope not?
Because marriage is meant to be. I mean, look at you and your wife. How long you been married? Since 1996.
But not everyone can be like, we're too special, you know.
So what's the secret?
Everyone
Well, what's the
serve
secret?
each other. Not everyone. The secret is good sex and a lot of bananas to eat.
Yeah, zinc. Is that good zinc?
Zinc, copper, magnesium.
Magnesium. Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of
But
that.
we're doctors, so we know this. You, general public, don't know the secret, because we doctors know everything about human body, heart, and the mind, the soul,
Very good. I mean, it's good to know nutrition. Yeah. Would you tell them to eat more bananas? Does Harry need more zinc, magnesium, and what was the other one? Potassium.
Because the banana has good potassium and the coconut as well,
The coconut. Well, I'm sure you eat a lot of those.
This country is. Oh, you racial stereotyping me, huh?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
You said I like coconut because I'm Indian.
It's because it's got good potassium. You said, right?
No, but that's like me saying to white man, oh, white man, you like sausage,
Yeah. Why would a white man like sausage? Is that what you think white people eat?
That and mashed potato,
Yeah, fish and chips is the traditional one, apparently.
No,
but I think even that came from France.
Fish and chips for rich white people,
Oh, okay. Commoners eat bangers and mash.
You ever watch Bollywood movie?
A long time ago, I saw a Bollywood film called... Yes. Oh, gosh, now I've forgotten the name. Hum Tum. Have you seen this one?
Oh, very classic.
Yeah, you like it?
Very,
Yeah.
You watch all 7 hours in one go?
It felt like more, but yeah, I did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe me and you can one day go together,
Maybe. Have a listen. Here we go.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah. Oh.
Go on, sing along. You know the words. Ah, you got a beautiful voice there, Harpreet. I only know the little bit that goes hum tum. Here it comes. Hum tum. Hum tum. Yeah, there you go. Brilliant. That was... Wow, beautiful. Well, you got a beautiful voice there, yeah. It's been a bit of karaoke tonight.
You said to me, my wife and my marriage, 26 years,
Well, 1996, what does that put it?
26, 2018, you do the math.
Well, you've lost me already, but yeah, something like that.
So me and the wife, we have a very strange relationship, Couple of times she cheated on me,
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's fine. I left. Because I left.
Cheat with her? Well, is it cheating if you let her? If you let?
No. Because what happened is
was it at a swingers party?
Something like that. Yes, something like that.
Okay. Well, why do you let this happen?
Well, she was coming home. Rumi the poet.
Yes. She
was developing an interest for him, and I was very jealous,
But he died over 1,000 years ago, I think.
Really?
But do you call that cheating, if she is into poetry?
No, because Rumi, I see the text, Rumi texting her.
Okay.
He's saying, what time shall I come over there?
Well, maybe it's a different guy called Rumi, but the Rumi the poet...
No, this Rumi poet, the same one.
Rumi the poet was a Persian poet from 1,000 years ago or so,
No, but 1,000, it don't matter, 1,000, 10 years, 5 years, he was texting.
Okay. And what? And oh, right. What happened?
I found a sexual text, and then I find one day I come home from walking, I'll go for a walk sometime.
Yeah.
I come home and I see her knicker on the couch, and then I thinking, how her knicker get on the couch?
Yeah. You got me. Did she deny it?
No, last time me and her had sex was, when my son was born,
You got me another song coming, Harpreet. I'm thinking of this one. Did she deny it?
Well, yes, she denied, but what is this song?
You didn't know it?
Oh, very good, yeah, very good. Very, very, very talented.
Maybe this is what she said to you. You know what? I think you should do, Harpreet. You should release a Hindi or Punjabi version of this song. I think that would be a hit.
Let me try now.
All right, well, it's going on, and you can give us it in Punjabi or Hindi or Gujarati if you know it.
Let me try.
Here it goes. So you say it wasn't me when he says it, but you're going to say it in your own language. Let's Shaggy. Are you ready? Here we go. Milaneka. Mineka. I love it. Yeah. I think it's going to be a hit. Mineka. How do you say it? How do you say it wasn't me? Meheneta. Meheneta. I think that works. I like that.
Let me try English version now, a cappella.
Okay, well, what I'll do, let me see if I can get it instrumental. Hold on. I haven't really got instrumental, but you go for it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, yeah. I've got instrumental for you. Here you go. Instrumental. Here you go. It's you now. It's you. Yeah.
Okay. When I drop. Okay,
I'm gonna count you in. 5, 6, 7, 8.
When I catch her with the red panty, listening to Rumi in the bed, it wasn't her. She said that she wasn't having sex with him, but
it wasn't her.
It was her. Yes, it was her.
It wasn't her.
I found her text and I beat her up.
Yeah.
I beat her up because she's cheating on me. She find a red panty on the couch. It upset me.
Oh wow. That's it. That's absolutely incredible right there. This has been one of the strangest but possibly best open line phone-ins we've done, Harpreet.
I found her in the bedroom looking like she had her panty on the side.
It wasn't her.
It wasn't her.
Yeah.
She telling me that she lying. It wasn't her.
That's absolutely incredible. Are there any other songs that you'd want to adapt to your own style? And is this something you've ever thought about doing?
Maybe Gangsta Paradise or something.
Gangsta's Paradise. Do you remember who that was by?
Julio. I know Julio.
Yeah. I think it was 1997. If I remember rightly. Here we go.
Yes. Just let's go.
Yeah.
Come on. Me and my Indian.
Here we go.
Yes. As I walk to the valley in the shadow of death, I see the Indian to the right and the Indian to the left. My mind is going crazy. I can't take no more. The politics and the Modi trying to come for me.
Yeah.
The politics and the Modi gonna come for me. I don't really care. I'm feeling kind of horny. Yes, I'm feeling kind of horny. Even my mama thinks that my mind is going crazy.
Absolutely superb.
But I've been searching for Indians around the world. I don't really care if they're boy or they're girl.
Yeah, we're going again. Go on, Harpreet.
Yes, let's go. Yes, Indian paradise.
The Indian paradise, yeah.
Yes. Woo. As I walk to the valley in the shadow of death,
Love it.
I see the Indian to the right and the Indian to the left.
Yes.
I don't really care as I'm going up and down. I look at my skin and it's looking kind of brown.
Superb. This is like been like yeah, it's been like fire in the booth.
I'm the underground.
You are
poet.
unexpected talent, Harpreet. That's absolutely brilliant. So
I'm the underground poet. Rumi don't want to make a movie.
yeah,
with me.
Room is your rival, obviously. But yeah, you've got. It wasn't me. Well, how do you say it in Indian again? It wasn't me. Meneta. And you've got Gangster's Paradise. It's
Give me another one. I like this. This is
okay. Well, look. Give me an artist. Who do you like?
Give me anything, pop culture or Indian or black or white or Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop, anything like hardcore, even rock and roll maybe I can do, anything. I'm open, I'm liberal,
All right.
I'm trisexual, I'll try anything once.
Good man. All right. Well, do you want a bit of Drake?
Yes. No.
Or how? I think this will suit you. I want you to describe life in India for me. Can you think you can do that?
Come on.
Here we go. All right. So this is exclusive. First time we got Harpreet Singh. He's gonna describe life in India, and let's see how it goes.
Yes. Let the beat drop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let it bump.
Let the beat drop. It's a hard knock life with my wife. Yes. It's a hard knock life with my wife.
Yeah.
Let the beat drop.
She's a hard knock wife.
When's the beat gonna drop?
It is. It's there.
Okay, I'm catching up to the beat.
Yeah.
I'm walking down the street.
Yeah.
I'm eating vegetarian. I don't eat meat.
Yes.
Because I'm Indian. Yes.
Superb.
I'm the Bollywood star. You
Yeah.
see the red dot on my forehead. You see the Mercedes car.
Yes.
As I'm driving past, I drink up all the bar.
Yeah.
Because I'm alcoholic. My wife, she sodomized me. She put me on the floor. She wants to try me. Take me for the trial. I don't really care. The number I will dial.
Too good.
Lesson for life.
Oh yeah.
But my life is
Shout
a
out.
bomb now. I call every single day. I'm a bomb now. Yes. I don't really
Superb.
care no more.
This is. Oh wow. Bulle. That was absolutely.
What's my name again? I forget my name.
Coming back in. Come back in.
My name.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, let the hook go. Let the hook go.
Hot like a flame. Yes.
You're in.
They call me Mr. Flame. And
Yeah.
I don't really care. I don't play games. I don't play backgammon on your ass. I don't
Love it.
really care. I'm living life for the cash.
Yeah.
The dollar bill, the Indian
Okay.
rupee is higher than the pound. I told you before, I like the sound.
Yes.
You don't really know I'm from the ground.
Yes.
Going high to the sky. Hello, hi sky. How are you today? I am here to play. My name is Harpreet Singh. I am not gay.
Wow.
I am not gay. I said I am not gay. My name is Harpreet Singh. I am not gay. I don't play.
Oh, that is absolutely incredible.
My wife let on me. I chat her.
Wow. This has been one. It's been one hell of a night. I don't know what to say. And we found it. I think tonight a star is born. Do you know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think you've taken it to new levels.
Well, this show has given me new meaning.
Yeah, a new platform. And this is what we want to do. And if someone else is out there and you're a budding Harpreet Singh, just get in touch and we can make you a star. It's been absolutely incredible. I surprised myself.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Everything all right?
Sorry, I have one problem. Stay on the phone, okay?
Okay. Well, you're listening to you're listening to Lessons for Life as we almost reach the time to say goodnight. I've still got do you know what? Look, Harpreet, as we're going for the world record, all right, I want you to play us up to the hour mark, right? We've got 3 minutes left. I'm going to roll the theme tune, which is Can We Talk? And you can just go with it. Say what you want to say. If you want to do a rap, you want to do a song, if you want to just give the people some advice, I'm going to give it over to you, all right? Now you can hear it coming. It's Can We Talk? And there's a bit of a hook, but the rest of it is yours. I am out. This has been Lessons for Life. Harpreet Singh's wrapping up the show, people. Thank you. And good night from me. Harpreet, do your thing, bro. Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Am I off the mic now?
Yeah. Mic is yours. It's all you.
Okay.
What a show.
Can we talk
Yeah.
for a minute?
Yes. That's the one.
Can we talk as we eat the spinach?
Yeah. I love
Can
it.
we talk as we look like Popeyes?
Yeah.
Can we talk? Would you let my cock ride? Can we talk? I am the man. My name is Harpreet Singh.
Here we go
I
now.
drive a van with a Mercedes van. Yes, 2001 plate on your ass, bitch. I riding. I don't care, man.
Too good.
I ain't hiding. Like Hyde Park, I don't hide.
Yeah.
Like Hyde Park, I don't hide. I slide. Like in the park. After dark.
Here we go.
Is where you find me.
All right.
I'm behind me.
Sing it for me now.
You're not featuring in the song. You keep quiet.
Keep going. I'm going to sing the outro. This is it. It's Lessons for Life. One more time, people. All together now. Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name.